Dober večer vsem v Sloveniji, v Evropi in dobrodošli. Bem-vindos a todos. The Chamber of Commerce Slovenia, Brazil, Slobraz would like to welcome you to an Agritech virtual business conference aimed at establishing business context and cooperation between Slovenian and Brazilian companies and institutions, and addressing also current economic issues, bringing together a diverse community of leaders, sustainability experts on agriculture fields, and food chain stakeholders. The conference will change your understanding of the global business drivers that will shape your workplace for years to come. We appreciate also today the presence of Embrapa, the Brazilian Agriculture Research Corporation, a public research company linked to the Ministry of Agriculture of Brazil. This event is supported by Spirit Business Agency Slovenia, the Ministry of Economic Development and Technology, and with also help Embassy of Slovenia in Brasilia. Thank you, Mr. President Mitaš Cokan for being among us, Mr. Branko Šket from Slovenia, Dr. Flavia Greenspan, Dr. Clayton Nogueira, and all other guests and participants for being here today. Matej Perovšek is my name. I'm the organizer, host of this conference, and also consultant in Chamber of Commerce Slovenia, Brazil. Before we invite all the speakers to present, I'll give you a quick overview of this event and some house rules. The microphones, please unmute while others speaks. We give you time of approximately 5 minutes of pitch presentation. We ask you to only highlight the importance of your company. The Q&A will be open after each presenter. We also have available today for the speakers the translators during the event, if necessary, from both countries. Once speaker stops speaking, the translator will be invited to come in. After the introductory speeches of the institutions, we'll follow the presentation of Slovenian companies and startups. Then Slovenian startup in Brazil, and later we'll follow the presentation of Brazilian companies and startups on agriculture field. Companies will present the sustainability solutions and so on. The event will be recorded and available on Slobraz YouTube channel. During the Q&A, please send them in the chat box or just by raising your hands. Now we begin, and I'd like to invite Mr. Matias Cokan, President Slobraz Chamber of Commerce Slovenia, Brazil. The word is yours.
Thank you, Mateja. First, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody. We have people from all around the globe here, mainly Brazil and Slovenia. So in the name of Slovenian Brazilian Chamber of Commerce, welcome everybody. We have many interesting speakers today. So we are very glad to be able to organize this event. As you all know, Brazil is one of the global superpowers in agriculture, and one of the biggest exporters as well. On the other hand, Slovenia, even as a small country, we have many successful innovations and solutions in this business. So for everybody that is present today, we have companies from Slovenia and from Brazil. Also, we have one company that started in Slovenia and now is continuing in Brazil as a startup, very successful. So everybody will present themselves. I hope you find many new contacts and good opportunities for the business, which is the target of this event. So welcome again, and I will leave the floor to Mateja, and have a nice event and good business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And now I'd like to give the word to Mr. Branko Šket, Director in the Vocational College in Tur from Slovenia.
Lep pozdrav vsem skupaj. Jaz bi najprej prosil, če mi date dovoljenje za deljenje zaslona, da lahko PowerPoint prezentacijo dam gor.
You can continue with the presentation. We see presentation.
Lep pozdrav. Hvala lepa. Lep pozdrav še enkrat vsem skupaj iz Šentjurja, iz Slovenije, šolskega centra. Tako je današnje ime naše šole. Sicer je to v osnovi bila kmetijska šola, ki pa se je zaradi širše ponudbe, ne samo kmetijstva, ampak tudi predelave in seveda še drugih programov, ki smo pri nas preimenovali v šolski center Šentjur. Tole je naš logotip, iz katerega je razvidno, da je življenje in delo na tej šoli se pričelo leta 1910. Sam postopek ustanavljanja pa se je že vzel v letu 1903, 1907 pa so v deželnem zboru v Gracu, v takratni Avstro-Ogrski, pravzaprav odobrili, sprejeli sklep, da se ta šola tukaj v Šentjurju tudi ustanovi in seveda zaradi gradbenih del se pouk zamaknil v začetek leta 1910 in od takrat naprej tudi nemoteno deluje. 3. januar 1910 je bil prvi dan pouka. To je bila takrat enoletna kmetijska šola za fante. Za dekleta so pa isto leto pričeli s 5-tedenskimi gospodinjskimi tečaji, vendar je kar kmalu se pokazalo, da so ti 5-tedenski gospodinjski tečaji prekratki, zaradi tega se je ustanovila, pričeli postopki za ustanovitev tudi enoletne gospodinjske šole. Od leta 30 do 32 je tekla gradnja šole in leta 32 je začela šola tudi delovati. Leta 61 se pa ta šola združila z vrtnarsko in hmeljarsko šolo v kmetijski šolski center Celje in seveda takšna kot takšna delovala vse do leta 97. Nina?
Good evening, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce, to be the voice today of Mr. Franko Šket, the headmaster of the school center Šentjur, which is located in the northeastern part of Slovenia. And today we'll talk a bit about the history of the school center. The first day of school was on January 3rd, 1910. It was a long process. The school was initially organized as a one-year agricultural school only for boys, and with just one additional cooking course for girls, and was then later on transferred because there was more processing going on in the agricultural industry and the school program had to be adapted. The school was then joined with gardening and hop schools, and the agricultural school center was then established in Celje as of 1961. Later on, there were some construction works, and the school was then reestablished only in some 30 years in 1997, and was reorganized as an agricultural and culinary school of Šentjur.
Takrat v leta 97 pa, kot sem že omenil, seveda se je šola preoblikovala oziroma je postala ponovno v Šentjurju samostojna z imenom Kmetijska in gospodinjska šola Šentjur. In potem smo razmišljali tako naprej. Velikokrat je bilo vprašanje o tem, da bi celo šolo zapirali, vendar nam je uspelo to obdržati in tako smo začeli se širiti. Najprej smo začeli z gradnjo pogojev, to pomeni, postavili smo rastlinjak, potem učno kuhinjo, slaščičarno in leta 1999 na šoli razpisali poleg kmetijskih programov prvi živilski program, to je bil program slaščičar konditor, kasneje program pek, potem program živilski tehnik in tudi živilski tehnik +2. Leta 2002 pa smo po seveda dolgoletnih prizadevanjih ustanovili tudi višjo strokovno šolo, pravzaprav Vlada Republike Slovenije, se zelo dobro spomnim tistega 22. januarja, ko je sprejela sklep o ustanovitvi naše šole, in sicer tako, da je ime Kmetijska in gospodinjska šola Šentjur postalo ime zavoda, znotraj tega pa so začele delovati dve šoli, srednja poklicna in strokovna šola in višja strokovna šola, in seveda to je bil tudi začetek tercijalnega izobraževanja v Šentjurju. Sicer prvo leto smo pridobili program kmetijstvo, samo izredni študij, že naslednje leto 2003 pa nam je uspelo pridobiti tudi redni študij na programu kmetijstvo, to je višješolski študijski program, dvoletni, kjer se pridobijo naziv inženirja. Nina?
We are very proud of our project since in 1999 we introduced our first program confectionery patisserie, which was because we were often talking about closing down the school in the initial years of the school center, but nevertheless we expanded. So in 1999 we introduced this new program, and then later on in 2002 we even established a vocational college for agriculture. And I remember very well the January 22nd when we had a new name of this establishment, and we introduced within that new name the school center of Šentjur, two separate schools. And then we also had in the next years the very first school education program, which was a ordinary high school education program for all students financed by the state, and not as before where it was an extraordinary program.
Naslednjo leto 2004 seveda smo višjo strokovno šolo razširili, tako smo pridobili program živilstvo, in isto leto smo tudi spremenili ime zavoda iz Kmetijske in gospodinjske šole Šentjur v šolski center Šentjur, zaradi tega, da pač ponujamo tudi še te druge programe, nadaljevali z izrednim študijem, potem 2005 tudi rednim študijem živilstva, potem seveda smo v letu 2006 pridobili program na področju kmetijske mehanizacije, to je kmetijski mehanik, tisti, ki popravljajo kmetijske stroje, kmetijsko mehanizacijo, in potem seveda nadaljevali še 2007, ampak 2007 in potem naprej je potekala predvsem prenova višješolskih programov, in sicer kmetijstvo je postal program upravljanja podeželja in krajine, to pa je ne samo kmetijstvo, ampak širše vse, kar se dogaja na podeželju, in pa tudi program živilstvo in prehrana. Sprememba imena, poleg tega pa seveda sprememba programa, tako da so seveda programi kreditno ovrednoteni skladno z smernicami Evropske unije. Leta 2008 smo dobili spet nov višješolski študijski program, to je program gostinstvo in turizem, in 2010 program naravovarstvo, to je pa prvi, ki je bil redni in izredni naenkrat. Potem seveda smo nadaljevali, 2013 smo dobili še redni program gostinstvo in turizem, in 2018 na srednji poklicni strokovni šoli nov srednješolski program veterinarski tehnik. Tako danes je na šoli 9 srednješolskih programov, od tega 7 za tiste, ki prihajajo iz osnovne šole, in 2 nadaljevanja. To pa je tisti, ki že zaključi 3-letni poklicni program in na naslednjih 2 letih seveda pride do tehnične izobrazbe oziroma lahko opravi poklicno maturo, in pa 4 višješolski študijski programi. Nina?
As in 2006, we had another new program. We added a program called Agricultural Technician, which is basically a program that is teaching future mechanics for repairing agricultural machinery. Then in 2007, we had renewed our vocational college programs, and we added 2 additional programs. That was the rural and landscape management, and we also added food and culinarics. Then in 2008, we were proud to introduce catering and tourism. And in 2010, also environment protection program, which was really the first program that offered a program that was that the participants were able to attend to as ordinary or extraordinary students, so by paying fees or by attending a state sponsored program. In 2013, we then introduced catering and tourism as a full-time program. And in 2008, we also added animal health technician program. As of today, we offer 9 high school programs, and we also established 4 additional college programs that are also recognized by the EU, and they are also accredited with ECTS points.
So I have to just interrupt a little bit. Thank you very much for this presentation. Mr. Branko, we have to continue as we have so many speakers still arriving. If you still have some slides to present, if we can just make it a little bit faster. It's 5 minutes per person, so I have to interrupt. I apologize for that. If you can just finish with the presentation.
Ja. Danes imamo na srednji poklicni strokovni šoli tele programe, ki so tukaj našteti, pomočnik po biotehniki in skrbi, 2-letni, 3-letni slačičar, pek, mehanik, 4-letni kmetijsko-podjetniški tehnik, živilsko-prehranski tehnik in veterinarski tehnik in plus 2 kmetijsko-podjetniški tehnik in živilsko-prehranski tehnik. Na višji strokovni šoli 4 višje šolske programe, upravljanje podeželja in krajine, to je inženir kmetijstva in krajine, drug pridobitev izobrazbe inženir živilstva in prehrane, inženir naravovarstva in seveda organizator poslovanja v gostinstvu in turizmu. Vsi programi so na 6/1 v stopnji izobrazbe. Šolski center Šentjur je organiziran tako, kot sem že omenil, da so 2 šoli, srednja poklicna in strokovna šola, ki jo vodi ravnateljica šole, in višja strokovna šola, ki jo vodi jaz, poleg tega pa opravljam tudi funkcijo direktorja šolskega centra. V sklopu šole imamo tudi dijaški dom in naš dijaški dom je namenjen dijakom in študentom naše šole. Šola ima od lani naprej tudi šolsko posestvo, nam se je vrnalo po mnogih letih, zaenkrat 50 hektarjev in na tej površini in na teh površinah imamo kmetijske vsebine, kot je sadjarstvo, vinogradništvo, vinarstvo, poljedelstvo, žinoreja, vrtnarstvo, gozdarstvo. Imamo tudi svoje vino z blagovno znamko Šolska kapljica, svoje sokove in seveda tako naprej. Opravljamo tudi razne storitve, ker govorimo, da je to šola za življenje, pomeni, da v tem času tudi naši dijaki in študenti opravljajo vozniške izpite in sicer lahko opravijo za motorna kolesa, dvokolesnike motorja, za avtomobile in vsekako tudi za traktorje, potem pa še cel kup seveda drugih tečajev, ki so seveda zanimivi za naše dijake. In smo močni na mednarodnem sodelovanju, in sicer študenti in dijaki potujejo v različne države, Avstrija, Češka, Italija, Nizozemska, Portugalska, Francija, Malta, Španija, Irska pa še kam. In seveda v novo strukturo Erasmusa plus bo verjetno možno tudi oditi izven Evrope. To, kar je zanimivo za našo šolo, neke prednosti in posebnosti so, da imamo prehransko verigo, da marsikaj pridelamo na naši šoli in pride potem tudi do mize, da imamo kmetijsko mehanizacijo za jutri z satelitskimi sistemi, ki seveda pomagajo pri delu z mehanizacijo, da imamo močno mednarodno sodelovanje, da je šola na podeželju, da je prijazna šola dijakom in študentom, kar so pokazale ankete, in seveda šola s tradicijo za razvoj posameznika in za življenje. Toliko je mogoče na kratko o šoli, to, kar pa seveda se tudi šola kot šola vključujemo vse različne programe in seveda tudi Slovenija, čim bolj učinkovita raba energije, na kakšen način seveda je čim manj izgub in seveda vedno v zadnjem času se vedno bolj pojavljajo alternativni viri, izredno velik interes za postavitev sončnih elektrarn, toplotnih črpalk, električna vozila nekoliko manj, ampak se seveda premika v to smer naprej in pa seveda problem, ki je pri nas so vetrne elektrarne, ker zaenkrat imamo samo 2 in je zelo veliko seveda tistih, ki seveda nekako so tu ovire, cel kup ovir, da seveda ne pridemo naprej. Zdaj, kar se tiče agrotehnologije, seveda je tisto, na čemer delamo, je ohranitev obdelave tal, to pomeni čim bolj ohranjanje prsti pred erozijo, pred poplavami, varstvo voda, namakanje, seveda tudi zbiranje voda, da se potem uporabljajo in seveda uporabljajo tudi deževnic in pa vode, ki se seveda zberejo v času, ko seveda so padavine, ko imamo dovolj tekočine, ko imamo dovolj vode. Seveda zelo močno se razvija tudi robotika v kmetijstvu, uporaba dronov nekje v začetku. Jaz mislim, da to bo tisto, kar bo zelo pomembno za prepoznavanje bolezni in seveda potem manjšo uporabo fitofarmacevtskih sredstev in seveda tudi v druge namene, ker se seveda pravočasno ugotavlja razvoj nekih bolezni in to, kar je zelo pomembno tudi v slovenskem prostoru in se zdaj premika naprej, je samooskrba, tako da seveda se čim več pridela tukaj doma in da seveda imamo čim manj tega uvoza, čeprav smo iz zelo velike samooskrbe zelo padli, zdaj se pa nekako ta zadeva premika v drugo smer. Nina?
So maybe Nina, if you could just emphasize the last part, because it's very important for this conference. And also we already seen the presentation in English, so it was easier. But maybe just this last 3 parts, which are more important for this conference, please. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. On the presentation, yeah, you will see all the programs that are offered by the school center. Yeah, the school center also offers many exchange programs, which we are very proud of. And Erasmus Plus will now also enable by their new programs that the students will be able to travel outside Europe. We are very proud to produce many foods that we also sell and that are then also used and consumed really by real clients. We are known as a school that is really nice to students. We are traditional and we respect the values of the community and of the individual persons. We stress the energy efficiency and alternative energy resources such as e-cars, solar energy, and wind energy, which is known to be a problem. In Slovenia, we currently have only two wind energy, two sources of wind energy. But we are also striving to protect our water and offer different alternatives on collecting rainwater, for example, to reuse it. We are also investing our development into robotics and what we want to in particular autonomy, because even that really small, we develop to students to think will be autonomy in our future.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Mr. Branko-Šket, for participating, and please send in chat box the comments, any comments. And I think the presentation did present a little bit of topics that we're going to talk about today. So if anyone has an interest to connect with Mr. Branko-Šket and he's on his project with his school, please send the contacts. We're going to fast move forward and invite Mr. Flavio Greenspan. from Greenspace Projects and Services. Please, Mr. Flavio, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'll try to.
Now you're on, yeah, now the microphone is on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on.
Yes.
Let me share the screen if I can.
Mr. Brankošket has to stop
leave.
sharing. Yeah, he has to stop sharing. Yes. Go on, please.
Okay, so let me share the screen, please. Look, thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you, Matea. Thank you, Mr. Matthias Koken, President of Slobraz. I see I have my friend here, Stefan Chalet. I think I saw his picture in some place. So good afternoon, Stefan. And let me introduce myself. My name is Flavio Greenspan. And I've been working in Brazil I had a participation at the university. I was a professor at the university. Then I became a businessman, and now I'm working with Stefan on this company called Instituto ICOVS Brazil. And this is what we call in the language of the startups is a virtual accelerator. That means we try to accelerate startups. And we've been working with many startups. Just to give you an idea, we have already trained more than 600 startups. About 350 only at the governmental agency called FAPESP. And we have in this organization, then what we try to do is to help startups reach the market. That means after they are created, after they have been funded, and they have difficulties on reaching the market, we help them to reach the market. Today, in our organization, we have around 85 science-based startups associated. One of them is going to speak to you is Sandy. Probably Sandy is already here. Sandy is a Slovenian participant in our network, and he is one of our startups. And besides Sandy, BioLinker, we have a few others that are going to be speaking to you during this event. Matea has already probably is going to introduce them. So we have 85 startups, about 50 in the agribusiness, some of the health and some of the other sectors. And all of them have already passed the stage of seed money. They receive money from the government, mainly from FAPESP, and some have received angel investment. So they have some money to try to enter the market. However, the difficulty in this initial phase is very large. So we have a role to play to help them to overcome the barriers. So in order to do that, we have been partnering with many organizations, research organizations. I just mentioned a few here. One is University of São Paulo, the engineering school. The other is a governmental agency on informatics. And I mentioned here 5 organizations on the agribusiness. One in the agronomics. The other one, Itaú, is on food. IZ is in zoology, biology, and in sea products. So what we've been doing is partnering with those research organizations. We are virtual. That means we have a network of startups working with us. And our goal is to help startups to reach their main goal, that's to enter the market and succeed. That's what we want here. So we start to work after they receive the basic funding. We have a school to train the participants on this network. So the methodology that we use is called customer development. And we learned that we need to focus on the customer in addition to focusing on the products. But the customer is so important that we teach that the customer becomes the owner of the company, because everything is related to the customer. So the product is used only to solve the problem that the customer has. So everything is around the customer. And just to give you an order of magnitude, we already trained 600 startups and about 100 mentors that are part of the network in order for the training. So this is the overview of the institute, and you're going to see some of the startups now. And I just leave here as an end slide some thoughts about future steps. And we are open to partner with Slovenian institutions. We are looking to Slovenia as an entry point into Europe. Well, most of the startups intend to become international. They need to become international. They cannot have a say here in Brazil, not in Brazil, but either you're born global or you die local. So all of our startups have to be global. Even they're starting locally, they have to think globally. And one thing that we could do is to help the Slovenian companies entering the Brazilian markets. We are offering help to train them to get into the Brazilian markets. So that is what I have to say. And if there is any question, I'll be very happy to answer later. Thank you very much. And that's my speech.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flavio, for your presentation. And please leave your contacts in chat box so people can already engage and enter.
I have here the site of the institute. I'll put in the head box my personal information. Okay, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. And please stop share.
Let's stop share.
Thank you. So we continue quickly with Elaine Lopez da Silva, Coordinator of Supply Chain and Siono Automotive Brazil. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mateja. And my name is Elaine Silva. I'm responsible of Agroligadas, and I want to share some pictures with you. Is it possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Just 1 minute, please. Can you see us? Can you see the presentation? Yes. Oh, okay. My apologize. The presentation is in Portuguese, but I just want to introduce to you Agroligadas is a women movement. In 2018, we realized that we need some more support from each other in the field area. So we reunited some women that has some expertise in agriculture. And we decided after this meeting that we will try to teach people and how the field can be together with the city, because the main problem here in Brazil is that there is a misunderstanding about all the business that we do in the field and the city cannot understand. So we decided to promote this understanding by some actions in education and communication to try to support and to increase the positive image of agro in the country, because we are confident that there are some things that are not so good as we want. But if we were promoting only bad things, we cannot show the good things and people could not inspire each other. So we decided to reunite it. We are right now around, and we are 1,000 women around the country. We are 13 regionals and we are 11 directors, and all of us, as myself, I'm an agronomist. I worked for around 36 years for agribusiness, and I have a lot of expertise to teach people and how to do agriculture, respecting the environment and not losing any production. So nowadays we are 1,000 women, and we promote during the year 4 specific projects. We already impacted 30,000 people with our actions, and from these 30,000, we have 10,000 women that are now trained and they got some expertise to go ahead working. So our ambition is to, inside ESG, to do the part of social, including women in the field, and getting from these women more support for another women. Our projects are National Field Day. So during this day, we try to teach students in the schools. We try to teach people that are open to learn how we can do agro in the field without impact so bad the environment. We also did the tourism, so we try to show that to the people why we must protect our biomas, for example, Pantanal, Amazon, Cerrado, and also Atlantic. We show to the people during these technical visits how they can get more and more knowledge about the agribusiness in Brazil. We exchange the culture from one state to another one, and we give much more support for the networking for the women. So basically, AgroLigadas is our association, and we are very open to teach women for working in agro around the world. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elaine, for your presentation. We leave in the comments context, and I would like to now give the word to Mr. Cleiton Nogueira Dias, Analyst Secretary of Innovation and Business at Embrapa, the Brazilian Agriculture Research Corporation, a public research company linked to the Ministry of Agriculture of Brazil, to share with us his presentation and to point out the ways in which companies can establish partnership with Embrapa in Brazil and in Slovenia. Please, Mr. Dias, the floor is yours.
Starting hi, my name is Cleiton Dias. I'm working at Embrapa. This is the Brazilian Agriculture Research Corporation. And first of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to present to you. Our mission is to provide research, development, and innovation solutions for the sustainability of the agriculture for the benefit of Brazilian society. Our enterprise has more than 8,000 employees. We have units in whole country, 43 research facilities, and now this institution has close to 3,000 available technologies. We have 34 research portfolio in several areas like crops, livestock, forest integration, grains, pastry, automation, precision farming, and digital, animal health, vegetable, coffee, and several others. Well, Embrapa is in the agricultural innovation ecosystem, and beside for the traditional partners, the most of them universities, currently with the open innovation concept, we are making new partnerships with startups and investors to develop and offer, well, new innovations to the population. Embrapa has partnerships with more than 100 Agritech. It was #1 in the agriculture category of corporations that promote open innovation in Brazil. We win the award from 100 startups, and we want to show the radar Agritech Brazil is this study is the result of joint work by Embrapa, SP Ventures, and Homoludens. The objective of this study is identify investors, startups that develop technological activities related to the Brazilian agri-food chain, identify their profile, operation area, and geographic local. In our last version, we identified 1,574 Agritechs from Brazil. You can see details and to do the downloads of the report in the site www.agritech.com.br. About this study, we separate in 3 categories: before the farm, inside the farm gates, and after the farm gates. We give some examples of areas like before farming, fertilizers, inoculants, and nutrients credits, insurance, carbon credits, inside like IoT for agriculture, rural property management systems, telemetry and automation, after innovative foods and new food trends, marketplaces, storage infrastructure, and logistics. In these results, we can see, and the most of the Agritechs are concentrated in the southwest and the south region. About 19% of them are there, and these Agritech are concentrated in the categories inside the farm and after the farm. The site shows a dynamic way to see and to look for these Agritechs, choose the category or the region. And we want to end this presentation with this important question. In addition to research, development, and transfer and technology transfer, what does Embrapa do to support these ecosystems? Well, Embrapa has several innovation initiatives to promote new solutions, such as InovaPork, TechStart, Avança Coffee, several initiatives like Open Innovation Soy, or our Secretary of Innovation and Business coordinates the Bridge to Innovation program. Beside that, we often call for open innovation to choose awards winners as partners to Embrapa and one Agritech. The Agritechs that are interested in reaching out to form partnerships with us could identify one of our research facilities and send a letter of intent. Finally, about these initiatives, specifically about the Bridge of Innovation, one of these results, 14 million in the last 3 editions, 40 million of private investment. In the finalists, we could meet, and these are some of the finalist Agritechs. Thank you for this short time to presentation to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Dias, to present Embrapa, such an essential company for Brazil. Also to the Slovenian embassy in Brasilia for the connection between Embrapa and Slobraz. We hope companies will have the success to enter Embrapa. So also, if you could be so kind and leave all your contacts here in the chat. So now we will continue with the presentation of Slovenian companies and startups. We finished this first part with institutions, and we'd like to give to the first presenter, Jožef Meh, CEO at Satilu Aquaponic System Slovenia, to go ahead with his presentation. Please, Jožef, we have less than 5 minutes. It's a challenge.
Thank you very much, Matea, for introduction and the opportunity to present I can say the new technologies of the food production, which are very popular now in these times. So I will present you shortly as I can the village, which present the new way of food production, and I can say the new way of living. I can say that in last year or two, I'm very active in somebody's putting
Nusha,
rotor.
yeah,
This is not my...
Nusha, could you please stop sharing? You're gonna be soon presenting. Thank you. She just did test.
Nusha. Okay, so the aquaponic system is very present in this village. So I will, through this presentation, I will try to explain the benefits of the aquaponic itself. Just a moment. Okay, so it's seen. It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
can see it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Satilu village, it's a community of the 50 farms. 30 of them it's aquaponics. I will explain later, and 20 it's goat farms. So as you can see, this is the family houses for, let's say, a small family. Each house has enough room that the one family with 4 members can live, work, and produce the food. The village is energy independent in any climate condition. That's a very interesting, very important thing. We use the passive house technology construction. So even in the warm conditions, like in Brazil, is very important because we save the energy for cooling. And in the cold climate conditions, we save, of course, we save a lot of energy for heating the houses. So let me just point that families live in the houses. They don't own the houses. They work, they get a salary, and they can become the shareholder of the village, of the company, whatever it is. So in this way, they are motivated to work because they are work like you should. And in this case, they together with all other members, they do we achieve the target which we want. So as you can see here, it's aquaponics greenhouses with a house. These solar panels are not just nice pictures. They are produced by Austrians, bought by Americans. So maybe some of you saw it already. It's a 2.5 to 4 kilowatts, which is enough for one family to cover all the needs for the energy, electricity, together with the greenhouse. So even the wind power, it's possible to use. Of course, depends on the wind conditions in the area which the village is built. So as I mentioned in the beginning, you see on the right, there is a passive house technology of construction. I don't know how much you know about that, but you can Google it and you will see what is it. It's very popular in Slovenia and all over Europe because you save at least 40% energy for heating and for cooling. So it's a 2-floor house. In the basement, we have every house has like a production or say packaging place where you directly from the greenhouse we get the vegetables and fish and get ready for the market. So this is the place, like you see, it's packaging, filleting of the fish and preparing for the market. So on the left side, you can see for you, if you don't know what aquaponics is growing food together, vegetables or fruit together with fish. Fish through the waste gives the needs the nutrients for the vegetables and fruit. The important thing is that we don't use any pesticides and any chemicals because we can't. If we put this in the water, fish die. No aquaponics. In the same time, we use 90% less water than traditional farming of vegetables. It's very simple because the water is circulating in the system and is going through the filtration, of course, and the oxygen delivery, etc. And the basic thing is that we don't change this water because this water has what we need. Once we create the ecosystem, so the nutrients and ammonia and everything, then we don't change the water. We just add about 10% of the water, which is evaporated or which is consuming by the vegetables. So this is the layout of the greenhouse. We have a 500 square meter greenhouse for every house. So it's about 1,500 kilograms of vegetables per month and about 2 to 3 tons of fish per year in one farm. So we have 30 of them. I would like to point in this moment that we change this design to the vertical farm. So I don't have new presentation yet. It will be next week. We, in the same surface, we go up. So we have a 50 to 100 more yields than this floating system. This is traditional deep water system, which give us the yields like on the soil. With a vertical farm, we increase the yields 50 to 100 times. So this is another layout. So we use the special ventilation that we create the conditions which the plants need. And of course, the quality of water is controlled and regulated with software, which is now on the market. It's nothing new. So we are going to now to the goat farms. Every house has a shelter with or barn with 100 goats. So we have 20 farms. We have 2,000 goats. And why 100 goats? Because this is manageable by 2 persons. As you can see, this is the modern barn, which gives good conditions for the goats. So happy goat gives a lot of milk. So we have interest to make them happy. And we have in a automatic milking system. I don't know how much you know, but the goats are very smart animals. You can train them like a dog, and they understand a lot of things. So it's not a lot of work to do with them when they need to go to milking, when they need to go to eat, etc. So it's a very, very interesting work with the goats. So we use the Alpine goats because this is somehow the universal goat. They can live in the warm or in the cold conditions. They have a fatness of milk. It's about 3.5, which is perfect for the cheese and other milk products. In Slovenia, for example, there is growing demand of the goat dairy products because people realize that they're healthy, and there is a lot of restaurants and hotels demanding the cheese for their restaurants, etc. So this is the hydroponic fooder system, which is already on the market for a few years, for many years, especially in Australia. They use it a lot because you can produce from barley seeds the feed which is high quality, and you produce it indoor. So in our case, we produce 5 tons of barley grass per day in 300 square meters. So why is this important this time? Because there is a problem with the weather. It's a lack of the feed. It's expensive. And in this case, we produce these 5 tons every day, no matter what is going outside. And we just need the water, and the water is circling. This is hydroponic system. And we are showering this, like you see here in the middle, seeds. And in 7 days, we have for 1 kilo, we have 7 kilo of the high quality feed, which you can use for cows, chicken, pigs. And in our case, we cover 80% of the needs of the goats with this feed, with this fodder. So as you know, the goats, if they go outside, they can do the damage. So they eat good things. So in this way, we give them really high quality feed, and they don't do the damage outside. They eat the grass with the grains. So after them is the desert. I know this from Mongolia. They have a big problem, 35 million of goats, and after the goats is desert. Nothing is growing anymore there. And they grow a lot of goats because of the cashmere. This is just some information for you. So this is the facility, 300 square meters, 5 tons fodder every day. we have a dairy milking facility where we produce all the dairy products for. We have 2,000 goats, and in the good times, in good months, we produce about between 6,000 to 8,000 liters of milk per day. So you can imagine how much milk, cheese, yogurt, cottage cheese we can produce. In our calculations, we are focusing mostly to the cheese production because it has a big value. Its demands are huge everywhere. I think in Asia too, or in Brazil too, especially in Europe, and we can achieve a very good price for it. For 1 kilo of cheese, we need 10 liters of milk. If we have a fatness 3.5, just for information. So the houses are equipped with the furniture. People just came in and they can live and start to work. They have a very comfortable, high quality way of living. We even have a kindergarten for the children, for the parents which they live. This is the kindergarten for 150 children. It's a copy of Slovenian Eco Kindergarten, which is working for 10 years already. So this is exhibition center where we meet the tourists, because this is not just a village which produce food, it's a tourist ecotourism, and a lot of people will come to see this place. We have info tours, we organize conference, master classes, you name it, some events regarding the food, healthy way of living, education programs, etc. So drone delivery, it's nothing new. Somehow you have a pizza delivery in Italy. We have a drone delivery in Australia to the farmers, medicine, or parts of their machines, or beer in the golf course in England. So in our case, we can deliver the package, package to the family which ordered the fish, cheese, some vegetables, and we can deliver to the place. Of course, depends on the location of the village and requirements and regulation in the country. In Slovenia, for example, you can't fly in the city with the drone. Even that our local post is working on this project for the last 2 years to deliver the post with the drone. So this is a central warehouse and a headquarter office. We have all together with the families, we are creating the 150 green jobs. So this is quite a good amount, because we have the supply, transport, education, control the quality, and there is all together with the families, we have 150 people working in this village. So this is our products. Like you see from the left, it's vegetables and fruit, cheese, soap. It's very high quality from the goat milk, yogurt, cottage cheese, fish, fillet fish, all fish, and goat meat, which is not included in the beginning, but is possible. I'm working now to include the small cosmetic or pharmacy products from the goat milk, because it's very good for the skin, and a lot of pharmacy companies using the goat milk for creams, for shampoos, etc. So it's a very good possibility to use this milk, which we will have about 4,000 goats, baby goats, every year. So we have to think what we will do with them. So this is one of the opportunities.
Jozef, we have to wrap it up, please.
Faster.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is
That's
our
correct.
selling channels. We sell directly to the customers through the market, home delivery, street food, etc. So I will push this energy go through. So this is the summer calculation. I can say that ROI investment, return on the investment is maximum 5 years. If we calculate the prices which are on the market in Europe. So this is some samples. And this is 300 farm sorry, render. So we can build any size. It's no limit. Sorry about that. And this is the companies we have now at the moment is 15 companies involved with the technology, know-how, guarantees, etc. So all the calculations are done, and we give all the guarantees. Is not just the beautiful pictures which I showed you. So thank you, and excuse me that I was so long. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Jožef. Hope soon this project will be built in Brazil. Please share in chat box all your context. Before we continue with the next company, Slovenian, we have to modify it a little bit. So I apologize to Uroš right now, but there's a person that has to leave in 15 minutes. So she would like to present, and she's from Brazil. So Maria Teresa Camargo, administrator of Queen Nut Macadamia. Please, the word is yours, and try to be as fast as possible. And Thiago will be the translator. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I just made a mistake. Okay, go on, Maria Teresa, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, thank you for the organization to invite us to present our company. I'm Maria Teresa Camargo from Queen Nut Macadamia, Brazil. We work in all the chain of the producing macadamia nuts. We are situated in São Paulo state, in center of São Paulo state, in Dois Córregos, a very small city, but it's considered the capital of macadamia in our state. So I would like to share my screen if it's possible and show you a very short video about our company that I think would give you a good idea of what we do here. Are you?
No,
are you
not sharing?
Is it?
You have to share.
Not
because
sharing. Okay. Okay. Let's share now.
Okay, it's sharing now.
Are you seeing the video?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Maria, we won't hear the audio. Yeah, because you have to do the configuration with the audio. But maybe if you just go through and just give us a little bit quick overview, because you have to do on your configuration, you have to enable the video, the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
So let's continue, and I will be talking about this. Is our nursery, and we produce around 50,000 seedlings a year of macadamia nuts. We have 400 hectares planted with macadamia nut and around 100,000 trees over it. So we are producing since 1989. All our products are produced in a regenerative agriculture way. And we also have the processing plant who uses sustainable ways of production as solar energy. And we are export for many different countries. And 50%, over 50% of our employees and leaders are women. we are focusing in social and environmental ways of production. Also, we have a high quality certifications like the BRC double A for 5 years now. And we serve the internal market and also export for more than 20 years. So our company is focused in producing high quality and sustainable product. Also, we let's stop sharing. Sorry, here. Okay. Also, I would like to point that we have a public partnership with Embrapa, and we are working in a research for identifying pests and diseases in macadamia in Brazil. And this research is willing to give us some answers and how to have a more biological focused production. So we are having very good results, but this will take some time to the end. Our company produces all kinds and styles of macadamias. We are serving the industry and the retail companies. So I will give you my contacts in the chat. So if anyone is interested in macadamias or some kind of regenerative agriculture, we are more than happy to talk about it. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Maria Teresa Camargo. We have the next company presenting, and I think you have something in common with them. So we will hear from our next presenter, Uroš Kravos, the CEO at Conspero, who is not a stranger to Brazilian business market. So please, Uroš, go on with your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the invitation first. So my name is Uroš Kravos, and today I will present the TrapView solution. We also have already some activities in Brazil. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, and put on presentation mode, please. Thank you.
It's in presentation. Okay, so I will really try to be very quick because we are out of the time limits already. So the TrapView solution is an artificial intelligence-based decision support system which facilitating efficient food growing and minimizing the impact on environment. So the system consists of automated insect trap. All the data are transferred to the cloud, where we have all these processes of artificial intelligence, deep learning, etc., where the algorithms then transfer everything to the monitoring application, which is also possible to have on the mobile application.
Uroš, could you just put on the presentation the button down below?
It's on the presentation.
We only see slides.
How I can
you
do?
Click. No, just click one more time here.
No.
Just continue. Don't, it's not a matter. Continue, please.
Can you see it?
We see the presentation, but it's on slides. It's not the presentation.
Because on my computer is on slides.
It's okay. Continue.
Okay, sorry. Then for different pests, we use the different shape or color, like it's possible to see here. Basically each trap consists of electronic device with the digital cameras and the GPS modem. We have an inlet catching system, self-cleaning system, and trap is energy autonomous. And there is also the weather sensor, which collect the data of temperature and humidity. This is the artificial intelligence-based image recognition, where the artificial intelligence made the majority of the work, but to get 100% accuracy, we have also then physical verification, because we are selling the data. What the TrapView solution bring for the grower or partners? So we deliver the trap, then we offer the aggregated data from different traps. Then the density of the traps is from 30 to 250 traps per hectare. Pest pressure overview on a daily basis, and then you have also the traceability for the bag that you can monitor where is the peak of the pest pressure. The customer every day from each trap gets the image. This is very important information. Then is also the trap catching details by days. Weather data, every 5 minutes, the trap send the information about the temperature and the humidity. All this data about the daily catches and this data, temperature and humidity, goes to an algorithm which calculated in the forecasting and development models. Weather forecast is inside. We are here connected with Meteo Blue. There is a weekly weather forecast. This is how to manage your activities on the field, that you can plan it in advance. Development stages from the eggs to larva 1, larva 2, 3, and pupas. Then development stages also in the graph. It's very important to know where you have the peak and how you will react. And then in the graph below, we have a development stages. The blue line is eggs, yellow and orange and red are larvae. So this is very important, how to use the active ingredients for spraying. Then you can also have inside the tool for spraying simulation. You enter what kind of active ingredients you will use, how many days this will be active, what is the spray efficiency, and then you get the curves, how many days you will be or your crop will be protected. This is a fully automated reports when you can get a lot of data about the new pest catches, accumulated pheromone expired, the battery voltage, pest forecast. This is also possible then to customize, depends on the customer needs. Mobile application, each grower can get all the information on his mobile phone that can follow the particular trap and also how to react. What kind of crops we are monitoring in Brazil? We were started on tomato, on 2 different pests, on cotton bollworm and tomato leaf miner. Now we are very active on the sugarcane, soybean, maize, grapes, apples, and we have now 2 development projects or 3 on the cotton and coffee. On the cotton, we are with Syngenta Digital, and there we are at the early stage on the citrus, because citrus are also very important in Brazil. About the TrapView, so we are present in more than 40 countries. In Brazil, the company is located in Campinas, and this circle, which presents a radius of 1,500 kilometers, this is our range. So São Paulo, Minas Gerais, Mato Grosso do Sul, Goiás, these are the main states for us. Our key challenge today in Brazil is connectivity, because we need the signal, mobile signal, to transfer the data. So to compare, São Paulo, as the most industrial developed states in Brazil, has only 56% of the mobile signal coverage, and Mato Grosso do Sul, whereas our main markets only 6.5%. Mainly this means mainly on the cities, not on the rural area where we need the signal. So I really try to be very, very fast, and that's from my side. I will leave the presentation in case that anyone will be interested. I saw that in the agenda that it's a lot of startups where we can make some cooperation or to start negotiation how to work together. So thank you very much. Obrigado.
Thank you, Uroš. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the whole presentation because it got a little bit
I don't know why, sorry.
Exactly, but you're going to send it to us. So as you mentioned, you already have some partners in Brazil, and you already have some potential partners. But is it like Embrapa, the company that you would like to access and have more connection with them?
Yes, with Embrapa, where I just spoke with our managing director on Tuesday, we had a presentation in Embrapa, Paraná, where they are responsible for soya. And within 1 week, we will get the feedback from them where they are very interested, for instance, on artificial intelligence, on the pests, how to continue our cooperation. So also our ambassador made a great job to introduce us.
Yes. Thank you, Uroš. So maybe Mr. Diaz can accelerate this process. So we have to continue quickly with the company. I'd like to welcome now the Aqualink company from Brazil, from Slovenia, excuse me, to present. And the presenter is the director, Jani Jordan. Please, the floor is yours, Jani.
Hello, hello. I hope you hear me.
We hear you, but we don't see you.
Still, I have some issues with probably with the camera, but okay, I will not take a long time. I hope so.
Okay.
Okay. Let's leave the camera. Basically, we are coming from the company which is mainly oriented on the field of helping water utilities or companies which have huge networks, water networks, to understand if they have leaks. Or do you see maybe now the presentation?
No.
Okay. On the field where they have a huge infrastructure, it means let it be the water utilities from the side, or let's say irrigation system, and from the other side we're helping industries that don't pay a big invoices at the end because of leaks. We are a company, a new grown company from Jordan de Oil, my parents' company, basically, which is the leading company in our area for servicing of water meters and heat meters, billing, and all these things. And we are here in this field we have more than 40 years experience. First Aqua project started in 2005, and this year come the decision that Aqualink became our own company, not only as a brand. Our mission is to developing products and technology for water management in the field of water utilities industry and irrigation. And for now, we take in the last, let's say, 10 years, more than 100 projects from Cyprus up to Termola in Finland. One of the projects we did in 2018, we did a project for mainly, we do not water management, we do the same within irrigation. Understanding of the leaks within your irrigation system cannot be seen, so it means leaks cannot be seen, so they can be difficult to find. However, above the ground, there will be obvious signs that something below ground is leaking, has broken, and should be taken care of immediately before cause serious damage and consume a lot of the water. Sure. The best systems in the world have about 10% of losses. Sure, these are huge pipeline networks, long, hard to understand when it leaks. And what we do is identify leaks when they happen, control silent leaks, control your system. Everything is controlled with the batteries. It means you don't need any power supply there. And mainly we try to have to bring enough of water for everybody. The case study in 2018 we did it in Iran. Problem was there was not enough water for all. 56 irrigation users, it means green homes, and everybody was filling how much they can, their own reservoirs, and basically end consumers were out of water. And it was always the issue who will have the water or not. Then after, it means the main reservoir was empty, they wait a few days to fill it up again, that they can start irrigate again the green gardens. And it was a big financial and psychological problem for the complete community. It means everything was according to the principle, who comes first, greets first. What we did, solution, we install our system. It means 56 communication devices with the meters, with the valves, and community then develop a system. It means how big land you have, that amount per day, some amount of water you can use, and then it means everybody can plan how much of water they will use it in the future. Everything we put it online, it means transparent, that everybody see to everybody how much of water somebody control it, and from that time it means basically they have enough water for everybody. How we do it, mainly our technology is used, it means there is no power supply. Basically, mostly we cannot destroy existing infrastructure. Everything should be simple to use, simple to maintain, simple to work with it, and it means no programming. Basically, only the configuring of the system. Technology is our EOT communication data loader. Can have two-way communication. It means you can set it wireless, everything, and you can change the software, change the parameters. At the moment, we are running with the 2G, 3G, 4G. We have MBOT. If, let's say, in Brazil, until now, we don't have a project. If there are some different needs, it means it can be very simple to adapt. And we can connect up to 5 devices on one loader. Sure, we can, what is our advantage, that we can make a custom-made software. Let's say in Iran, we made them that special setting up, that how much the amount of water somebody can use. Basically, we can do it in the way that even with the software, you can check the parameters of the weather station or National Institute for Environment, when it will rain, and basically with algorithm you can set it automatically to work, that even without daily usage the system will run. The custom-made software in the device means that even if the device is without any communication, it will still run as it was set it up. What we connect, it means we connect to these valves. We don't produce it, basically we buy it, but we can connect from DN15 to DN125. We can connect the valves which are not using power supply. Mainly what they need, it means they can be run by the batteries. Mainly what we need is operating pressure, it's 0.3 bars, that we can manipulate, turn it on, turn it off. Basically, if you have the system like ours, you can see it in Tokyo and shut down the complete system in let's say in Brazil. Of course, we have developed some other products as the flow meters. These are flow meters which can be installed very simple in the pipeline. Basically, we can do it without shutting down the water. It means we drill the pipeline under the pressure, insert the device inside, and let's say I can do it in half an hour and receive the information from flow left, right, temperature, pressure, or even something else more at the end. Sure, a lot of things can be connected as a water meters, flow meters, clamp on meters. It means whatever it's existing in the market. Level sensors, pH, pressure, or repeat means turbidity, chlorine systems, but it means mainly parameters which are in use for delivering of water. We can connect weather stations, and it's very important that everything runs on the one platform. This is our solution. It means everything runs on the web, in the cloud. It can be done even if customer wants, basically can set it up in their own computer or build his own software, or software or server. And this is about the application. It means everything is set it up very simple. This is the one example of the leak or something went wrong, and we have some algorithms inside, let's say, to understand if it's a normal or a higher consumption. It means if you have a leak, then we can set up virtual zones by each of the village or each of the sectors. Put it together to understand in which field you have the leak. It means it's very you can notice very simple that something goes wrong. All these things can be run even automatically if you set the alarms. And for the, let's say, we have the same. If we know what is the amount of end consumption, we can set ideal line, and then its software automatically shows you the difference with ideal line or the data which you take to the system. Our solution, it means application with local SMS communication, and mainly when it's a data communication, it's wherever you are on the internet. You have multi-user application. It means you have 2 administrators and few viewers. It's multi-language. It's very simple to translate, and mainly interesting is that we have this leak detection algorithm that automatically understands you have a leak. We can connect it with the public weather station, and sure, we can do some custom-made algorithms. Let's say if you want to customize the valve when you want to open, when you would like to shut it down, or you can do it wireless. It means, or you already made algorithm what is the best time to do it. These are, let's say, the examples how it looks on the field. Yeah, mainly we don't do projects at the moment in Brazil, yeah, but we are interested, sure. And yeah, this is basically everything from our side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yanni. Mr. Jordan, on your presentation. So we're going to finish with the first part, which is Slovenian companies in Slovenia. So we'll please welcome to the floor Nusha Pavliniak. She's a managing director of Slovenian family company Roto Group, a very successful company globally on many fields of agriculture. Please, Nusha.
Yes.
Now we can see your presentation.
Good evening. Do you see presentation?
Yes, we do. Go on.
Okay. Good. Mateja, thank you for inviting me on this very interesting event. So Roto is a family business for over 70 years, and we have 8 factories and in different countries, and produce more than 4,000 different products. Among them, there are many also for agriculture. At the moment, we export to 65 countries. And today I'm going to present you water solutions we do for many different customers. So all of us know that without water, we cannot make profitable and efficient agriculture. And because of this climate change, the investments in water solutions are very important. So here are a few examples where you can see, for example, how we can clean water in the agriculture. Is an example from one farm in Germany, where we clean the platform where there is storage of silage with SBR technology. Everything is also connected with a remote control on the server, as we saw in previous presentations of the colleagues. It's everything also digitalized, and also artificial intelligence is also included in the complete system. Then we have example of a biogas plant where we also can treat the water and reuse it for irrigation. Then we have different tanks where you can distribute water, so from collection point to the fields, maybe where you have animals. These tanks are different sizes and with different equipment. And then we have also big tanks until volume 65,000 liters, which could be connected. And then you can also collect the slurry water from farms in the winter time. It's also very easy to collect rainwater on the roof of different buildings in the farm, and to install the system, or to again collect water and use it for irrigation. Of course, we need a shaft to connect pipes, then we need the pumps, filters, and all this equipment we can provide. And all solutions are container size, so we can then deliver everything in container, and it's plug and play. So we can install it in few hours in your farm, in the different properties. Here is also example of oil separators. So under the tractor garage or under the platform where we park different vehicles, it's good to collect oil, so we do not pollute the environment and underground water with oil. And here you can see also the filters, how we separate the oil from the water. In Roto, we produce also other different products for agriculture. You can see here different wheelbarrows, also until size 500 liters, then silos, and other equipment for horses, for cows, and other animals. And on the end, I would like to invite you to visit us in Slovenia. This year, we are going to organize the World Championship in balloon in September. And on the sky, you will see 150 hot air balloons, also one in shape of water tank. So welcome in Slovenia and Prekmurje. Here is also my contact. So if you have any questions, we will be happy to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nusha, presenting Roto, such a diverse project and a lot of success in the future, and also entering Brazilian market.
Thank you, Maria.
So we finished with Slovenian presenting their companies. We're actually gonna move to Slovenian company, which is in Brazil. As they already mentioned, that is already doing a part of startup in Brazil, Biolinker, and also the secretary of Chamber of Commerce Slovenia, Brazil. So please welcome Sandy to present.
Thank you. I will share my screen. I will present very rapidly our startup BioLinker in the area of agriculture and food industry. We are a startup which manufactures recombinant protein. And when it comes to the agriculture and food industry, we have two products and services. On one side, we are working in the area of biopreservatives. And on the other side, we are manufacturing proteins for the genetic engineering industry. Let me explain. So when it comes to preservatives, all of us know chemical food preservatives, and they are getting a bad reputation. And they're getting a bad reputation because they are not good for our health, and they reduce the nutritional level of food. Now, all of us have read that chemical preservatives cause allergic reactions, they cause low blood pressure, and when it comes to nitrates and nitrates in processed meats, they also cause cancer. So the food industry started to substitute the chemical preservatives, and the ones who did have increased their sales between 3 and 8%. Here is an example. On some markets, Burger King removed the chemical preservatives from their hamburger. Now, we also have our own biopreservative. It's an antimicrobial peptide, and in the laboratory, we found out that it's effective against fungi and against bacteria, which cause that the food degenerates. And additionally, it is, well, dangerous or toxic for bacteria, but it's not toxic for us humans. If I explain it in simple words, it's like a piece of meat. It gets digested in our gastrointestinal tract. Here we show how effective this antimicrobial peptide is. So in the laboratory, it killed basically all bacteria in a very small dose. And right now, we are still improving it. This is subject to a non-disclosure agreement, but I can say that we are working with the food industry, and we found out that our preservative conserves the food, but it's still less efficient than a chemical preservative. So our preservative conserves the food for weeks, and the chemical preservative conserves it for months. So we are improving it. This is the first area that we are working on. And now the second area. This is also subject to a non-disclosure agreement, so I cannot expose the two companies we are working with. But in simple terms, I want to talk about genetically engineering plants. Well, they are disease resistant, and they are disease resistant because they usually manufacture a protein which is toxic to insects. And an industry which does research and development on such plants, well, they design proteins which are toxic. However, the challenge for them is to manufacture these proteins, and this is where BioLinker comes in. We have many ways to manufacture proteins, even the ones which are toxic, and we are the ones who manufacture the first version of the protein, deliver it to the industry, and if the protein is successful or it is toxic to insects, then we do all the bioprocess and we scale up the manufacturing process. So this is what we do in this area. We are a scientific team. Actually, I am the least scientist. I have studied economics, but the others have studied or have PhDs in the area such as nanotechnologies, biochemistry, or genetic engineering. That would be it. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Sandy. Well done. Before we enter the last part, which are Brazilian companies, startup companies, if you have any questions for the presenters that are already presented in the first part, you can send chat box, or you can just by raising your hand. If you'd like to make any question, I'll give you now like just 2 minutes. Okay, as we are very behind, I apologize for that on our schedule. We're just gonna start now with our first company, which is Agritech Innovation, and who will present is Mr. Sergio Carlo Gonçalves. He's a marketing manager of this company. So please, the floor is yours. Sergio? We can't hear you. Please unmute your microphone. Sergio, you're on mute. Please unmute your microphone. You continue on mute. Let me ask to unmute by pressing button.
No, it's okay.
Okay, please go on.
Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, can you just click on the button to present, please? It's the fourth button on the, yes, thank you.
Is the presentation okay now, Matilda?
Yes, it is. Go on, please.
Okay. So, well, thank you very much for the opportunity. And it was on mute because it was loading and there was a delay and I could not touch the button. I could hear you, but there was nothing else I could do. Sorry. So I have the pleasure to present Agritech for you. This is a local Brazilian company. And the focus of Agritech, I'm not going to read all the mission because we have a very short time. I'll try to keep the pace, but the idea is to deliver value to customers with principle of ethics, transparency, mainly sustainability and high quality ingredients. So the idea here is to deliver performance to the market with innovative ingredients. The vision of the company is to be innovative and thus invest in vegetable ingredients, sustainable, traceable. Also, the idea is that the process of Agritech have the lowest impact possible, as the production processes will be free from any loads, any kind of additional ingredients in processing. And the ingredients are focused on personal hygiene, perfumery, cosmetics, cosmeceuticals, and nutritional areas. These are the areas the ingredients are used. The evolution of the company, I think it's important to mention that we have a manufacturing facility in Dois Córregos, a city in the interior side of countryside of São Paulo. And I'll talk a little bit about the products we have in our range at the moment. But before that, we just mentioned that we have an open innovation approach. So Agritech is there, but there's a series of partners, which are universities. Some startups are linked with the company. Some innovation centers are linked. So there is a whole bunch of partnerships combined with Agritech to help us to generate solutions, to create product and develop our technology. The traceability for us is a critical point because we believe that ingredients right now, especially in some areas, but in personal care, for instance, the ingredients are being demanded in terms of traceability, knowing the origins of the ingredient, knowing where they come from. So since the species definitions, the selection of suppliers, all the documentation, auditing process, production evaluation, and georeferencing. In terms of traceability, we are looking into the idea that we should have a blockchain using for ingredients so that anyone in the world could track down any of the ingredients we have available. So the focus is really think and organize the traceability around a blockchain systems, and that's what we consider. But as it is being developed and organized, our traceability process is made by satellites. This is a plantation of coffee. So there is a georeference of this area. And then we have the specific area from which we are extracting, for instance, one of our main ingredients, from which we make a green coffee oil. So that you have latitude, longitude, altitude, we have all details of that area that the material has come from. So anyone, every person who's interested in knowing from where the product has come from, we already have the satellite images to help us to reference. Some of the products we have, it's dry extract. It's very interesting because this is sub-product from the green coffee. It's caffeine rich, it's chlorogenic acid rich, and very powerful anti-inflammatory, antifungal properties, thermogenic, because the same powder can be applied, for instance, in personal care or nutritional areas. The green coffee oil, this is one of our key products, rich in omega-3, 6, and 9. And the great idea here is that because we can monitor the areas, we have been able to find a higher level of caffeistol and caviol in this green oil. So it has higher activity level than the standard oils we find in the local market. And the process is fully cold process without any kind of loads. It works as a powerful antioxidant, UV protection, good absorption and penetration on the skin. It's an interesting product to use, for instance, in certain skin treatments. Condire eva valera, this is Cordia verbenacea. It's an essential oil, and it's a powerful anti-inflammatory product. Melaleuca, this is also a natural oil. It's an essential oil too. It has a very important antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. And copaiba, which is from the Amazon region. We have been able not only to have the copaiba oil, which is rich in beta-caryophyllines and alpha-amylin, which makes them very, very interesting as an anti-inflammatory, but we have it also distilled. We have developed a distillation process which we can get a clear and transparent oil. And that is all we have for Agritech at the moment, trying to keep up with the 5 minutes we've got.
Thank you. Perfect, Sergio. Carlos Gonçalves, thank you on this very important insights. So we have to hurry up and give the chance to next presenter, Daniel Consalter, a Chief Technology Officer at Fine Instrument Technology, FIT. Please, Daniel.
Thank you for the invitation. I will share my screen here. So 5 minutes, challenging. So I'm the director of Fine Instrument Technology, or simply FIT. We are a company that develops and manufactures equipment and solutions using nuclear magnetic resonance. We are located in São Carlos, which are the national technology capital in Brazil. But our solution is spread around 20 countries, including Asia, Europe, and North America. These are our customers. We have customers in brewery like Ambev. We have meat, we have oil and gas, and we have a lot of customers of grains and palm oil. Some technological partners, I would like to highlight Embrapa because our first equipment was developed with them, but all of them is important, like University of São Paulo, where I did my PhD. So this is SpecFit, our product, our NMR equipment, where we use NMR, that is the same technology used to do the medical exam. But what we do, we replace primary methods to do quality and quantitative analysis in samples, in general samples, but especially in grains and other food products. It's non-destructive. It's very easy to calibrate the equipment. You have the result in 30 seconds, no reagent, no sample preparation. It's very user-friendly. Any person can use it. Does not have to be an expert in NMR. And it's connected to the cloud, the IoT, and other 4.0 technologies. So with this instrument can assist in quick and efficient decision. So you can do process control, you can price the grain, your commodity, and other things that's important for producers and industry. Very important that it's very simple to do the calibration, instead competitive like infrared, where you need thousands of samples to calibrate. And you can use in any crop. You can use in sunflower, soy, corn, anything that has oil, protein, and moisture, you can analyze. And what we specialize is to measure oil content, moisture, protein content, and fatty acid content in the oil inside the grain, and other analysis that is interesting for the sector. An example of importance to analyze the grains is, for example, China just filled a document that includes oil and protein and the soybean analysis to classify the received grains, to pricing them. And also they are decreasing the maximum moisture accepted from 13% to 12%. So fast analysis is very important to export and to price the product accordingly. Advantage of NMR is it's certified by ISO and AOCS because it's very reliable, has good repeatability, and the accuracy is very high also. This method is certified by important office like ISO and AOCS, because the calibration curve is easy to do and very precise. You can see here a calibration curve to measure oil content with around 100% of correlation with a few points. So when you compare to the infrared, you need thousands of points to do a calibration curve. Here you have less than 10. And also you don't need to do maintenance in this calibration curve. You don't have to be an expert to analyze, so you don't have to worry about the result. It's a certified result. And here is a comparison between the oleic content in the sunflower. So you can classify your sunflower grain into high oleic and regular oleic. And this is very important for the market because the oil has completely different price and application to the industry. So comparing our technology with the other technologies, Soxlet represented the primary. It's also ISO certified, but it's destructive. It's time demand at least 4 hours, so you cannot use this as to receive loads, so to classify, because it's spent when you classify a grain into the ship. When you have the result, the ship is already in China, for example. You have flammable and toxic solvent. You required a lot of calibrated balance, trained technician. the accuracy is good only if the user, the technician, is very careful, everything is calibrated, and it means it's very user dependence. On the other hand, we have infrared that requires maintenance, light replacement. Because we are using light, you have shape dependence, color dependence, and in NMR, you use the nucleus of the hydrogen inside the samples. It's not a radioactive, it's nuclear because you're using the hydrogen nucleus. So you have a very reliable system. So you can use in minimal maintenance. It's like a computer maintenance. So in the end, you have a good system to specify, to aggregate value in your product. And on the side of the industry, they can price the product that they are buying to pay bonus and receive good quality raw material. So this is generally our products. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to talk here.
Mr. Consultant, thank you very much on your presentation. And as we can see, Embrapa has many partners here, startups, companies involving with the company Embrapa. Thank you very much. So let's continue, please. And now we will call Patricia Milano, the biologist, to present, please.
Tudo bem, Mateja?
Tudo bem, Patrícia?
Tudo bem.
Is it okay for you to speak English or prefer?
Não, tem que falar, traduz para mim, por favor.
So, okay, so we will call Thiago right now.
Eu falo devagarinho.
To help us a little bit with your, to translate us. So, and you had technical problems with the presentation, is that correct?
Sim.
Okay, let me try.
Se você puder passar para mim, isso. Obrigado, Mateja.
De nada. Let me try to enter the desktop. I have to. Just a second. This was last.
Isso.
We have to do the presentation. It was a last minute change. Let me just see the button here. Okay. So we'll do this the following. You will talk a little bit about the company, and then we will ask Thiago to enter and try to translate a little bit. Let's try to... Tá, pode começar e tenta ser muito breve. Sim.
Tá bem.
Estamos com pouco tempo. Pode ir.
Tá ok. Boa tarde, pessoal. Boa tarde, Mateja. Muito obrigado pela oportunidade, pelo convite, tá? Meu nome é Patrícia Milano. Eu sou executiva e pesquisadora responsável pela Ecological Food, tá? Eu sou bióloga e tenho PhD em entomologia pela Exalc-USP. A Ecological Food, ela se propõe a produção de insetos para alimentação animal e humana como fonte de proteína sustentável. Pode passar. Então, nós produzimos insetos vivos para alimentação animal, farinha de grilo para quem vai desenvolver produtos, né, para alimentação animal e para alimentação humana, principalmente para as universidades, e também fizemos um suplemento para réptil à base de cálcio, vitamina D3 e farinha de grilo. Então, o mercado que a gente atende, né, principalmente são os lojistas, com insetos vivos e a venda desse réptil forte, e fornecendo a farinha de grilos para as universidades, principalmente para pesquisadores que vão elaborar produtos para humanos e para animais que atendem a tecnologia de alimentos e zootecnistas. São esses dois pesquisadores dessas duas áreas que mais procuram a gente para o fornecimento dessa matéria-prima. Pode passar.
Okay, let me just try to, Thiago, could you translate a little bit or prefer?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and you go.
Thank you. Good evening, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be the voice of Patrícia Milano. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrícia Milano. I work for the Ecological Food Company, and I have a PhD in biology. We work by producing insect protein for feeding animals and humans. So we work with cricket, and we sell this production for universities, and we also work with supplements for reptiles. Many people who look for us in order to attain this kind of material, this kind of supplement, are researchers and animal scientists that look for this kind of raw food.
Okay, Patrícia.
Isso. Então, nós temos como objetivo, né, produzir insetos de maneira sustentável, fornecer a matéria-prima para a indústria alimentícia, principalmente para humanos, né, e atingir o mercado nacional e internacional. Então, avanços que a nossa empresa fez foi elaborar uma dieta artificial, e essa dieta gerou um aumento no valor nutricional dos insetos, causou uma redução de tempo de execução de tarefas e também reduziu os custos da nossa produção em até 3 vezes. Então, essa adequação de dieta alimentar, aliada à adequação de recintos de manutenção dos insetos e um sistema que a gente conseguiu colocar para ele abrigos, né, que são passíveis de limpeza, com jatos de ar por 2 vezes, gerou uma economia de água, redução de custos de material, redução de lixo, né, que é descarte de material, e preços mais acessíveis da matéria-prima para o nosso consumidor. Pode passar.
Thiago, would you like to repeat?
Yes, of course. We work in a way, we try to produce those insects in a sustainable way for human feeding and for the market, national and international. And with our production, we were able to increase the nutritional value of the insects, as well as decrease the costs up to 3 times. We are also able, in the way we produce, to clean the shelters using water, and in our way of production, we were able to decrease the water, the costs, as well as the price of the production.
Patrícia.
Ok. Os pontos positivos da nossa empresa é investimento em pesquisas, né? Atualmente, a gente está com o PIP2 em avaliação na FAPESP, que já me ajudou muito na realização do PIP1, né? E a gente está empregando aqui numa adequação e padronização de metodologia de meios de esterilização da matéria-prima. A gente visa uma maior manutenção das características físico-químicas, segurança alimentar e economia de água. E o atendimento ao mercados de elaboração de produtos. Então, devido às palestras e entrevistas que nós concedemos, as pessoas, isso gerou muita credibilidade, porque nós fazemos isso baseado em artigos científicos, né? Então, isso gerou para a empresa muita credibilidade em nós, muito interesse pelo novo e a quebra gradativa de preconceitos. Então, hoje, nós temos aí uma universidade aqui no Brasil, que desenvolveu já hambúrgueres, pães e salgadinhos, e uma pesquisa em andamento com salsichas, todas usando farinha de grilo. Aqui eu cito como vocês um exemplo de uma pesquisa que vai ser publicada ainda esse mês, né? São hambúrgueres feitos com farinha de grilo, e para surpresa da pesquisadora que fez essa pesquisa, mais de 80 pessoas se candidataram a fazer a degustação, a prova desse hambúrguer. E ela acreditava que ninguém iria querer provar isso, né? Então, esse é o resultado da divulgação que a gente tem feito ao longo já de 4 anos isso tem atingido as pessoas de uma maneira que talvez a gente não tenha se dado conta, né?
Tá bom. Interessante. Go ahead, Thiago.
So we work with research, and this helped me to get PEEP2 and PEEP1 that we're working. We are worried about keep this a standard, make a standardization of the process of producing insects. And we are testing. We are all very worried as well about saving water in order not to spend too much. And through the many speeches that we have done, as everything we do is based on academic study, many people got interested, and we were also able to break many preconcepts that people had about this. So we work by producing hamburgers, sausages. We're working with studies related to this. And one thing that was very surprising is that over 80 people, due to our speeches, they were interested into trying those hamburgers made from cricket protein. After 4 years of research, and this was a great thing because we were worried that maybe nobody would be willing to try it, but over 80 were.
It was a success.
Vamos lá, o último. Até eu, viu, Matheus, já estou com vontade de provar esse hambúrguer. Cá entre nós. Olha, então as nossas necessidades e objetivos, então a gente precisa ampliar o local de produção para atender esse mercado do desenvolvimento de produtos, né, para humanos principalmente, que é o que mais tem procurado a gente. Um investimento em energia solar para a gente seguir nessa coisa da sustentabilidade e economizar os custos da produção também, padronizar, né, ir em busca da padronização de sistema de esterilização da matéria-prima, atrair compradores internacionais da nossa matéria-prima, principalmente para quem quer elaborar produtos para humanos, né, e atender o mercado interno para humanos futuramente no Brasil. Então, a nossa pesquisa é toda voltada para tentar conseguir legalizar isso no Brasil. E muito obrigado a todos.
One of our main needs is to increase the local production in order to be able to attend the market. We also intend to invest in solar energy, increasing sustainability and economic costs. We also want to standardize systems and to sterilize the raw material that we use. And all that we also want to attract buyers from other countries, international buyers, especially for this raw material for human feeding. And we also want to attend the internal market for humans, futurely in Brazil. Thank you so much for you all.
Obrigado, Thiago.
Muito obrigada,
Eu que agradeço.
Obrigada.
Thank you very much, Patricia.
Obrigado, Matheus.
We already connect, Patricia, with the Uros trap view on the beginning of the conference. So this is actually the objective of this conference, to do the B2B connection, and I hope for the successful results. So we're going to continue with Mariselma Sabag, the CEO of Café Renovo, and we will be also translating through Thiago. Please, Mariselma. You can put your microphone unmuted. Please.
Boa tarde a todos. Eu quero agradecer primeiro a Mateia, né, pelo convite, e a Slobraz pela oportunidade que nós estamos tendo nesse momento. Sorry, I don't speak English very well. O Thiago depois vai fazer a tradução, né? Eu quero contar para vocês que a empresa Café Renovo, ela surgiu há 5 anos. Nós estamos localizados na região do sul de Minas. A região sul de Minas é uma região que tem um clima e um relevo, né, adequado, de excelente qualidade para a produção de café. Nós comercializamos o café em grão verde, torrado. Nós temos a opção cápsula e a opção de drip coffee, que é o café coado, né, de forma individual. Nosso objetivo é de ter um produto de qualidade com preço acessível. contribuindo com a valorização do café produzido por mulher, com foco na sustentabilidade social, econômica e ambiental. Nós atendemos principalmente o mercado, né, na cidade de São Paulo, no Brasil. Nós atendemos hotéis, cafeterias, empórios, e atualmente nós estamos expandindo o nosso mercado com representantes em Nova York, Boston, Suécia e Japão. Nós queremos expandir, né, a nossa marca, e junto com a expansão da nossa marca, nós contribuímos com as mulheres produtoras de café, com as pequenas produtoras de café, para onde, quando nós comercializamos mais cafés, nós precisamos de mais quantidade, e com isso nós compramos cafés das mulheres que produzem em pequena quantidade com um valor agregado. Então, elas ganham mais, né? Quando a gente compra o café dessas mulheres. Nós investimos em tecnologia e cuidado no pós-colheita para ter cada vez uma qualidade de café melhor. Ano após ano, a nossa qualidade do café tem melhorado. O mercado ele busca cafés, né, com sustentabilidade, e os grupos de mulheres que eu participo, ele contribui com isso, porque eles incentivam nesse sentido, da gente buscar cada vez mais sustentabilidade no nosso negócio, contribuindo também para a fauna, flora, né, todo o nosso ecossistema. E eu quero contar para vocês que também eu faço parte de um grupo de mulheres no Brasil, que chama Grupo Mulheres do Brasil. E nós temos mais de 107 mil mulheres cadastradas. E esse grupo, ele visa trabalhar equidade de gênero, capacitando as mulheres que atuam nos cargos e nas funções rurais, educação e tecnologia, que tratam temas atuais como carbono zero, ESG, e atualmente estamos realizando um estudo para levar a conectividade através de acesso de internet nas escolas rurais. E também combater a violência rural contra as mulheres. O Thiago quer falar um pouco?
Claro. Yeah, of course. So I am Maricel Mossabag, and I work for the company Café Renovo, okay, which was founded in 2017. It is located in the south of Minas Gerais state in Brazil. The region where we work and the climate that has climate and relief, which are favorable for an excellent coffee quality, for an excellent coffee production. We trade in green coffee, roasted coffee, coffee in pods, as well as drip coffee. Our main objective is to produce a quality coffee as well as an affordable one, so that everyone has access to it. We want to contribute for this coffee in this coffee production, especially focusing on women who produce coffee, social and economic and environmental sustainability. Our company has expanded a lot, and through this, our main market is in São Paulo. We sell to hotels, to coffee shops as well. And when the production demands more, we talk to our small producers that we buy mainly from small women producers of coffee, which we buy those coffee for an added value. This is a way that we also care about investing in the post-harvest handling and technology in this part as well, in order to improve the coffee quality. And I'm also part of a group of women in Brazil that's called Grupo Mulheres do Brasil. And nowadays we are already over 107,000 people registered in it. In this group, our main objectives is to care for the gender equality and empower women in rural functions. And that's it.
Sim, né? O objetivo é a equidade de gênero, né? Educação e tecnologia, e combater a violência contra a mulher rural.
Thank you. I apologize. So the main objective of the women of Grupo Mulheres do Brasil is for gender equality, for fight against rural violence against rural women, and for promoting education and technology. We have a project as well, which is to take the internet for rural schools in order to promote connectivity.
E o propósito do Grupo Mulheres do Brasil é não reinventarmos a roda. Nós atuamos em causas já existentes.
The main purpose of Mulheres do Brasil is not to reinvent the wheel, not to reinvent the system, but to act upon what has already been established.
Sim, nós somos um grupo suprapartidário, que a nossa bandeira é a do Brasil.
We are a non-partisan group and our flag is Brazil.
E os nossos valores são fazer acontecer, promover impacto social mensurável e buscar diversidade.
And our values are to make it happen, promote measurable social impact, and seek diversity.
Então, eu atuo como voluntária no Grupo Mulheres do Brasil.
I'm volunteer em Grupo Mulheres do Brasil.
E sou CEO da empresa Café Renovo, onde também promovo a compra de cafés de mulheres para gerar sustentabilidade financeira.
And a Café Renovo CEO, where I promote buying coffee from small women producers to promote a higher increase in sustainability for those women.
Muito obrigado pela oportunidade de apresentar essas duas organizações.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to present those two organizations to you.
Thank you, Mariselma. Thank you, Thiago. If anyone has any question for the company Embrapa, may I ask now to Mr. Diaz. If not, he already left all the connections here. But if some of the company startups has any questions, they can ask now. If not, we continue with our next presenter. No? Okay. So let's move forward. We're coming to the end. So please, Mr. Henrique, co-founder at Noviga Partner, to present.
Mateja.
And I apologize for the delay. Go on.
I hope you can see my screen. I'm going to start to share my presentation. Let me know when you are okay.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Great. So let me talk a little bit about Noviga. Noviga is a company for innovative ingredients for the health food industry. So we're based in Campinas, São Paulo, next to Unicamp, where we got some patents from there. And I'm Henrique Mascarenhas, co-founder of Noviga. And here on my side is my partner, Maria Cristina, who is also the PhD who got our first patent that creates Noviga. So basically what we have here, the food industry is changing a lot. So we have more demand from consumers. Consumers are more attentive for the labeling, attentive for healthier food. There is this bunch of regulatory environment that we're experiencing right now. So, for instance, trans fat is being banned. A lot of ingredients and components are being banned from all over the world. So we have this plant-based trend, and the food industry faces some huge challenges over nowadays, from the quality of the product, from the productivity of their factories, from the sensorial feeling from the consumer, and they are being pushed to have clean label. And it's under this environmental, this whole environment of the food industry that stands Noviga. So through our microencapsulation technology, we came up with some ingredients that can help the industry to be more clean, more healthy, healthier, and more productive. So we have some solutions from sodium reduction to plant-based ingredients that help plant-based food, from sugar reduction, as well as our main and our what I would say is our flagship product, which is the microcap, which helps the industry to first eliminate trans fat, which is being banned from all over the world, and also reduce saturated fats from the food, while keeping the clean label and improving productivity. So this is microcap, the only product that I'm going to show to you today. Microcap is our flagship product. So it helps a lot the food industry on these key issues, especially with the trans fat and reducing saturated food. Application is, we have several applications, a lot of variety of applications, from chocolates to margarine, filling or cooking filling, ice cream, but also we also have this plant-based applications for the microcap, which also not only makes the product better in texture and mouth-filling, but helps the product to be more useful for the consumer. What I have to say here is that we started to develop this analog fat for plant-based meat. If you go into the market nowadays, there is no plant-based meat that have the good texture, good flavor, and the clean label. So what we are standing on this is to develop this analog fat, meat fat, to help the industry through our technology. So that's a brief on our technology. I just presented, of course, the microcap, which is our flagship, but feel free to inquire us to know a little bit better about our ingredients. And this is our contact. My partner here is Maria Cristina, is going to put our contacts. If you want to understand more, how can we help the industry, not only on transforming the industry to a healthy one, food industry to a healthier one, but also to develop products that are more suitable for customers, better for the industry, and help you to have good taste at the end of the day. So this is what I have for today. And
Thank you.
And I need to stop sharing.
So thank you,
You're welcome.
Henrique. We appreciate on this presentation, and we move forward to Eduardo Aledo, the partner and founder of Rubian Extracts Limited, calling from Vienna, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken.
Okay, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm going to start sharing my slides.
All the slides, all the presentation will be available later.
Yeah, okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, my company is Rubian Extractos. We are located in Sumaré, nearby Campinas, Estado de São Paulo. So Rubian Extractos basically was born inside the Unicamp, the university in Campinas, and you're incubated and accelerated. And so you have already a long time in the world. So we are 4 partners, and also we have researchers and collaborators most of them, like food engineering and the chemistries and the nutritionists. So basically the concern that I have today in the world, so people are looking for more effective and safe solutions to experience a health and life and longevity. So many issues related to stress, malnutrition, etc. They are creating some consequences like obesity, diabetes, skin aging, and a lot of problems. People want to have some natural products with less chemicals, balanced products, minimalist self-care, so transparency, convenience, sustainability. So they want everything. So we're going to deliver everything. I know that everybody here in this room is really looking to deliver everything that consumers are looking at. So basically what we have, we are offering some products that as a business to business, that will be for food as a supplement, food additives and beverage, and also cosmetics. And then we have a model that we call Clear by Design Extracts. And they have 4 pillars for that. The first one, so you look for the best botanicals with the most powerful functional bioactives. And we have basically today working with the 4 main vegetables like urucum, jabuticaba, maracujá. All of them are from Brazilian biodiversity. And also we are looking some good experience and with lupulus, hop lupulus. And the second one is related to the process. You want to work with clean, green, and minimalist process that are non-degradable and also preserve some entourage extraction. That is a synergy of the bioactives. It's not isolated the bioactives. And for that, you are using new technology like supercritical and subcritical extraction using CO2, using alcohol and water. So these are the ones that you are using that you're gonna guarantee having really the quality of the products. And the third one, I'm sorry, I think there's a mistake here. And the third one is related to the, I think is.
So you can stop share and share again. This sometimes
okay,
happens.
the third one is related to the data. So you are developing tests in vitro, in vivo, and in human tests that are going to prove not only the safety of the products, but also how is the efficacy of this product when they are really applying as a raw material to new formulas. And the next one is related to sustainability. So you're looking for resource optimization using biorefinery concepts and also upcycling. So all these products will have some kind of story related to upcycling. So the first product that as example, so is the extraction from urucum or anato seeds. From these seeds, we make a kind of biorefinery where first we take oil that is very rich in tocotrienol, there is vitamin E, and geraniol is a kind of bitter pen. And also with the fatted seeds, you go with a grinding process and also can have a colorant for the food industry. Okay, it's a kind of additive. We tested this oil with in vitro and in vivo, and you could get some very good results in terms of body weight reduction, a reduction of glucose and insulin, and reduction of triglycerides, and also fat liver. It works as a fat liver protector. You can see from these images here the reduction of fat. You know, all these spots here are going for almost nothing. This product is also being tested right now with humans, and we're going to have the results by the end of this year. The second one is the extract from jabuticaba pills. This is a kind of residue from the industry and from the farms, and you are taking all these pills, you are treating the pills, and then making the extraction. And this extraction is very rich in polyphenols and anthocyanins. And this product is being focused also in the obesity and some metabolic benefits. And we tested also in vivo and in vitro, and we can see a lot of a reduction in terms of body weight, management reduction. We have some good results in insulin and glucose, and microbiota also. We have some very good results related. And there are some initial evaluation that can reduce the inflammation of prostate. So you have a very, very rich extract that you can really put in the market, and with a very good successful results also. So the third one is from maracuja. Maracuja is passion fruit, we call rejuvenate. So this is the waste or the residue from the food industry or from the juice industry. We treat this bagasse and then make the extract in 3 different levels. From that, we can get, you know, a sequential extraction with different and fractionated bioactives like vitamin A, tocotrienol, the carotenoids, and the cetanol and cyprosin. With that, we also tested in humans as a cosmetic product, and we got results that promotes collagen growth, cells renewal, is very safe, is not cytotoxic, and also promotes elastase and collagen inhibition. This is a kind of process that we are deconstruct the maracuja bagasse and reconstruct in a formula. Very, very oriented and focused for skincare application. And also we work with hop lupulus. And the hop lupulus is really interesting. It has like 3 levels of different bioactives. The first one is essential oil. So you are extracting this essential oil and selling to craft brewery. So the beers with mid-size breweries. And the second level, there is the hop acids with alpha and beta acids. So we have development for the beer bitterness. That is basically a concentrated product that is going to facilitate the life of the beer producers. And also we are looking for supplements and also as a food additive like biopreservation. So we are offering to the market products that are really different. And also we have some ideas to work with cosmetic and skincare and hair care. So this is basically a summary of what we are doing now. You can see that only working with 4 different, you know, vegetable matrix, you can have a lot of different products with a lot of different applications, and they're working with the waste and making upcycling of the industry today. That's it. Thank you very much.
Perfect, Eduardo. Thank you for a very inspiring presentation. So as you're very close to Slovenia at the moment, you can find a very good raw material of hop lupulus.
Yeah.
Let's continue with the 2 presenters, the last presenters, Marcelo Roncoleta, from executive partner from Impregna Biotechnology. Please.
Is my screen still on?
Your screen is on, yes.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Hello. Are you listening to me?
We can hear you, yes. Please continue.
Okay. Thank you for the invitation. And my intention is present the company Impregna. Impregna was founded for 3 founders, 2 veterinarians, and 1 business administration. We are founded in 2008 by 3 entrepreneurs, and we backed and capital for SP Ventures, a Brazilian venture capital company, because we need to inject our to go ahead with the researchers that we did. Our principal product in that date was recombinant protein that we used in biotechnology, reproduction biotechnology in animals, production animals. and this technology was patented in 17 different countries now, okay? And this patented technology is partnering with USP, Universidade de São Paulo. This first product, the name is Tolerana. Tolerana is based on recombinant protein and is capable to increase the conception rate in different mammals. Tolerana is already registered on MAPA, our agriculture minister here in Brazil, and for using in bovine, but we tested in different mammals too. We tested in goats, sheep, equine, and we are finishing a project with non-clinical trials looking for the first test with this technology in human, okay? Because the patents include all females mammals. The protein is from the human genome, but we can use for different mammals because a lot of specifications of this protein, okay? The function of this protein is attenuate the immunological reaction of the process of maternal recognition, favoring the gestational process and increasing the conception rate, okay? The tests that we did in bovine, working with 3 different animal categories, we got interesting results, improving the conception rate in 21 percentage points in heifers, 9.5 percentage points in multiparous, and 10 percentage points in primipara cows, okay? We did this experiment in more than 3,500 animals in different farms, distributed in different regions here in Brazil. And this data is means in beef cattle. In dairy cattle, we got an increase of 9.5 percentage points comparing the control group versus treated group. The only difference here, considering dairy cattle or beef cattle, is we did the artificial insemination procedure as the same, but in the treated group we administrate just 1 dose of Tolerana, okay? This product can impact in the cost minimizing and production maximizing the whole production in animals, in beef cattle or dairy cattle, okay? As I said, this technology is proprietary and has been successful granted patent in 17 countries, distributed in all over the world. And we spent a lot of time, more than 9 years, to register this product, and because that we start to work with a complementary portfolio, industrialization, some semen extender for different species, for freezing and chilling semen, okay? Extender for bovine, caprine, ovine, canine, and poultry semen, and swine too. I forgot to type here, sorry. Different solutions for embryo transfers, forcing antiseptic solution to prepare the semen donors to minimize the bacterial contamination in the semen straw, and other materials for embryological examination analysis, okay, like antibiotic mixture and another solutions. For our R&D portfolio, we are developing some projects using liposomes and nano-encapsulation technology for improve the quality of the semen extender. We are working with another proteins related to fertility, encapsulation technology of these proteins to try bringing higher results that we can now get now, and peptides with antimicrobial actions. Thank you for the attention of everyone, and my contacts are here. And thank you, Mattia.
Thank you, Marcelo, on your presentation. We just moved to Fernando Nicodemos, the CTO NCB Sistemas Embarcados relating to drones. Please present.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Does everybody see my screen?
Yes, we do. Just
Okay.
put on the presentation mode, please.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
So let's get started. My name is Fernando Nicodemos, and I represent you the using of drones for precision biological control. Okay. This is to take a very brief point here. I think the main concerns or the main problems about culture are the losses of pests. Okay, so just taking account about the sugarcane in Brazil, for example, these pests cause more than $1 billion per year, and just 1% of infestation of the sugarcane or the area causes 204 million tons of losses of sugar, for example. Considering that we know that our population will increase very fast by the 2050, and the need to produce more food will be really important. So we also know that agricultural land is limited through the world, so efficiency is the theme and sustainability is the theme now. Okay, so they are in the scenes, how to produce more with the same area. So biological control is one of the techniques to control pests. Who don't know about it is a technique of the integrated pest management. So chemical are one of that, so they are not competitors, they are used together. Okay, so biological control, the idea is to use the natural enemy of a pest to control the pest. So in this example, we see a tiny wasp attacking the eggs of the sugarcane borer, for example, and this market is growing really fast, 20% a year, and they are now around $10 billion around the world for the biologicals. Okay, what are the reasons to use biologicals? Not only sustainability. The point now is that they are much more effective. So they are active products. They search for the enemies. Okay, while chemicals, for example, or other techniques present less results. So besides sustainability, biologicals can give more efficiency. So the major problem by doing that is that people must walk through the crops and do it by hand. So in many countries, they use some capsules, or the people walk through the crops and deliver these insects with small pieces of paper. So considering Brazil, we have around 90 million hectares agricultural lands. It's impossible to do that by hand. So we got the major need to provide tools to increase efficiency and precision. So what we did was to build a technological package. So the role of NCB is technology. So we developed a cloud-based system where we plan the area that will be covered with these biological inputs. We developed also a mobile application to open these areas and execute the routes. And we build the hardware, so we control the whole system. So what the hardware does. So that's it.
Thank you.
So
are you gonna? I
just
understood you said that's it. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Go.
Okay, so so the point is that we release this. Idea is to make all digitalized. So we give digital reports for that. So we just make the planning and we can track every single point or every single product we release to go to the cloud. Okay, so this is an example of reports. We meet also the United Nations development goals, right? So what makes us different for our competitors is our patents. So the precise geometry that releases these insects makes this very precise, scalable, efficient, and controllable, right? And well, we can talk later about the business model if you want to. We have clients in Europe already, you know, so we are just working with Cooperate in France, and we are already exporters. And the main point is that we have grants to develop all this. We got around in the past 4 years, around $1 million from grants from Brazilian companies, and we are already in the market. So we are already exporter to Europe, and we are seeking for another partners and clients and to expand this for other countries. I think it's that. So I can explain more if anyone has more questions. So we can get sticky to the time, right?
Yeah, thank you, Fernando. And as you already internationalized, it's going to be much faster and easier to enter other markets. And hopefully you will find a partner to partner up in Slovenia as well. So we go to the last but not least, Artur Vreke, co-founder of G-Plant. Thank you. G-Plant Forest Technology, to present with his presentation.
Okay, please. Hello, Mateja.
Hello, Artur.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me share the screen. Oh, good. Can you see my screen, my presentation?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Hello, I am Artur Vreke from G-Plant. I am head of technology and co-founder. And I need to confess that at least some years ago, I didn't know too much about Slovenia. I only know that they have good basketball players, but my family name, that it's originally for Italy. His is my grandfather. He comes from Italy, and I discovered some years ago that actually the origin of my family name is from Slovenia. It's from this little community in the Lower Carniola. So I have a kind of a relationship with Slovenia, which is very interesting. And back in 2018, we participated in a program in London. And then we have a connection with Jaka Labstech, that is the founder of D Labs company. And then we have a connection with them, and we went to Slovenia. We did a great job with them in product and IT design. So we also could visit and met the beautiful Ljubljana. And now I know too much about Slovenia, and I have a great admiration from Slovenian people and the country. And talking a little about G-Plant now, G-Plant believes in the power and forests and wood as a source of innovation and sustainability. We really believe in forest and wood especially for have transformation in society and transformation that we really need nowadays. And as a company, Geplant aims to provide digital solutions to improve forest management and bring competitiveness and sustainability in forest-based business. I am talking about here forest business is like pulp and paper industry, steel, energy, wood products, and there's a lot of companies and industries that are forest-based. The challenges that we addressed is that, as you can see, Brazil is a huge country, it's a continental country. I put here the territory of Slovenia for you have the dimension of Brazil. And the forest plantations that the company, our customers have, are very scattered, and to monitor and quantify in production is very expensive, especially because it depends a lot of field measurements and field activities. And also we have several climate impacts happening. Climate is changing and it's impacting the productivity of the forests. And also we know that there is a lot of improvement opportunities that need to be addressed, but it's not, it needs to be we need to understand what factors are controlling productivity. So based on this scenario, we develop some products here at Geplant based on remote sensing, science, big data, and analytics and modeling. So one product is the remote monitoring of forest health based on satellite imagery. We can detect anomalies and impacts in forests. We have another product here that is SNC that deals with soil nutrition and carbon. So we can have a more smart use of fertilizer, the biomass for energy, and improve sustainable practices. And we have GPT that deals with forest productivity management. So it's a suite of tools to remotely quantifying biomass stocks in forests. And also we have we do future projections of productions, and also we search for improvement opportunities to have gains in production. And we have an API for database of climate, soil, and vegetation. And recently we developed a product based on the same technologies from planted forests that aim to also remotely quantify their carbon stocks on native forests and natural forests. So we know that the carbon market is growing fast. So we have some tools and some products here to give a quantification of carbon stocks, make future projections, thinking up to the steady state where the forest stops to capture carbon. And also we can have more strategic information about the potential of carbon removal, thinking about non-forest lands and carbon projects. This product we developed together with Nestlé company, and we have some farms, and we have this challenge to quantify and project the carbon stocks. This is one farm that works on this. And talking about customer relationship, we have all these digital products. So we provide this information to our customers in a web portal and in dashboards and maps. But we also, whenever it's possible, visit our clients and bring information, bringing knowledge, and discuss about strategic themes from them. This is some customers we have here in our company. This year, in the last year, we work on more than 500,000 hectares. We have here companies in pulp and paper industry, wood, agriculture, steel, energy, and so on. We also have a strong network of partnership in innovation and sustainability. That's it. That's our team that make it all possible. Thanks to them. And that's it. Thank you. Obrigado.
Obrigada, Arthur. Thank you very much, and congratulations on this interesting project and this pleasant presentation, promoting also a little piece of Slovenia. And we can call you as a Slovenian expat. We can consider like ours. We'd like to invite you to associate with Slobraz Chamber of Commerce to become a member and maybe connect you with the Slovenian community. And you also already have the connection in Slovenia, so maybe you can help others to establish the bridge. Thank you, Arthur. And good luck. Such inspiring companies and startups were presented here today. We apologize for this humongous delay. After all, the details of each project had to be emphasized. The connection already started to happen. We're very glad to hear that. The presenters from today, they already connected. If anyone missed the presentation, there will be available, and also the whole conference is recorded, so it will be on Slobraz YouTube channel. If anyone has any question left, if not, I think we cover everything up, and I'll make this all material available in the following days. And I would really like to say thank you to everybody who made this conference happen. Thank you all again, and hope to see you in all. Of course, we hope that this that had some positive outcomes, and I hope we can connect and start doing business, which is the important part of this conference. We'll see you next one soon, and I wish you goodbye and have a pleasant evening in Slovenia and day here in Brazil. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mateja. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for coming.
Obrigada, Mateja.
Yeah.
Tchau, tchau.
Tchau, tchau.
Tchau, obrigado. Obrigado.
Thank you. Bye-bye.